What state will people be flooding into next year? That's what we're exploring in this video. Are you worried that your state might become the next California or Texas? Keep watching to find out. Each year, various lists and studies detail where people have already moved. In this video, we'll look at the future and discuss why we believe people will be relocating to specific states, as well as the particular areas within those states that these American wanderers will settle in. Today, we're ranking the top 10 states in our opinion for the next few years. Let's dive in. Number 10, Wyoming. If you've ever dreamed of living in a postcard, Wyoming might be the place for you. Its wide open spaces and low population density make it an ideal state for those seeking solitude, fresh air, and to be honest, really low taxes. Yes, Wyoming has some pretty low taxes. While the job market isn't booming like in other states, it's starting to improve. Historically, the economy relied heavily on oil, gas, and mining, but now it's becoming a popular destination for retirees and remote workers due to its affordability. These individuals are willing to trade a bustling city life for peace and quiet, along with the occasional bison sighting. That being said, Wyoming has started to experience growth in several key industries that are significantly contributing to the state's employment. Here's a quick overview of the fastest growing sectors. 1. Construction. With more people moving in, there's an increasing demand for construction. 2. Healthcare. More residents mean a greater need for healthcare services. 3. Government. There's a rising demand for government officials, police, firemen, and parole officers. 4. Mining, oil and gas. These sectors remain popular, though they can fluctuate. Currently, the mining industry employs about 12,000 people in Wyoming, which is a substantial number given the state's small population. As Wyoming's economy adapts to economic shifts, it is leaning into new growth areas such as renewable energy and technology. In fact, it's predicted that the state will see a growth of 2.1% in 2025, which aligns with expectations for 2024. Where are people moving to? Perhaps Cheyenne, but Cody and Casper are also starting to gain traction these days. Number 9, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is becoming a hot spot for entrepreneurs and families, thanks to its affordable housing and growing economy. Tulsa, in particular, is gaining attention for its vibrant startup scene, proving that you don't need to live on the coast to succeed in tech. Safe neighborhoods, decent schools, and a reasonable cost of living are also attracting new residents. If you're looking for a place with Midwest charm and modern opportunities, Oklahoma is rolling out the red carpet, or in this case, the oil-stained welcome mat. I recently mentioned that I used to create videos for a website called Make My Move. They offer various incentives for people in tech to relocate there, providing financial assistance just for moving to places like Tulsa and a few others. This is contributing to another growing sector, aerospace and defense, which is expanding at a strong pace in Oklahoma. Of course, the energy sector is a staple in the state. Currently, it employs roughly 50,000 people, and oil and gas are not going anywhere. However, Oklahoma is also making strides in renewable energy, which is expected to create many new jobs and attract even more residents. Additionally, logistics and manufacturing are key industries in Oklahoma, especially in Oklahoma City and Tulsa. Logistics and warehousing alone employ about 60,000 people in the state, while manufacturing accounts for approximately 130,000 jobs. Where are people moving within Oklahoma? They are likely heading to the suburbs of either Tulsa or Oklahoma City, as the rest of the state consists mainly of small towns and open roads. In 2023, Oklahoma experienced a growth rate of 2.4%, followed by 2.6% in 2024, and it's predicted to grow by 2.9% in 2025.
If you like this video content, please take 5 seconds to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to support me and not miss any new videos. I always bring you interesting, useful, and creative videos. Join our community to learn and...
Number 8, Vermont. Vermont may be small, but it's attracting a growing number of people looking for a simpler, more sustainable life. Known for its charming small towns, vibrant fall foliage, and of course, maple syrup, Vermont offers a slower pace of life and a strong sense of community. The state has seen an influx of remote workers drawn in by its picturesque landscapes and quiet living. While it may not be the cheapest place to live, many are still moving there for its beauty. One of Vermont's major selling points is its commitment to sustainability and eco-friendly practices. This may not appeal to everyone, but it matters to many people. There are plenty of outdoor opportunities for those who enjoy skiing, hiking, and fishing. Although the winters can be long and chilly, residents cherish the serene natural beauty that comes with living in Vermont. There's something magical about cozying up with a cup of hot coffee or cocoa in a log cabin during a snowstorm. Vermont's economy is a bit unique, It doesn't have large industries or major transportation hubs. Its biggest industry is probably tourism, followed closely by healthcare. Healthcare and healthcare technologies are growing sectors that are bringing in new jobs and are likely to continue doing so in the coming years. Agriculture and food production are also significant, particularly the syrup industry. Most of the newcomers to Vermont are remote workers, and this trend is expected to continue for several more years, despite the higher cost of living compared to other areas. As for where these newcomers are moving within Vermont, it's likely to be small towns, Montpelier, the capital, Burlington, and other locations throughout the state. Vermont's appeal is widespread, making it difficult to pinpoint specific areas. In 2024, Vermont grew by 0.9%, and it is estimated to grow by 2.1% in 2025. Number 7, Georgia. Georgia has experienced a surge in popularity, particularly due to the growth of the film industry in Atlanta, which has earned the nickname Hollywood of the South. However, it's not just movies that are drawing people here. Young professionals and families are attracted by the opportunities and lower housing costs. When I say lower housing costs, I mean in comparison to other rapidly growing cities like Los Angeles, Dallas-Fort Worth, and Miami. While Georgia's housing prices are relatively inexpensive compared to those places, they can be considered somewhat high compared to many other southern cities. The overall cost of living in Georgia is below the national average, and with industries like healthcare and technology expanding, the state is a solid choice for those looking to start or advance their careers. Plus, you'll never be far from some delicious southern comfort food, which is a major draw in itself. I don't know what it is, but every time I visit Atlanta, I find myself eating way too much. It's not like I crave it the way I do for Chicago pizza or a Philly cheesesteak. I just can't help but indulge when I'm in Atlanta. The main industries pulling people in are, of course, film and entertainment, primarily centered around the Atlanta metro area. Other cities like Columbus, Augusta, and Savannah are also seeing a rise in professional job opportunities, particularly in construction and technical services. So, where are people moving to in Georgia? For the most part, it's Atlanta. In 2024, Georgia's population growth was 2.1%, and it's predicted to increase by another 2.4% in 2025. Number 6, South Carolina. South Carolina may be North Carolina's quieter sibling, but it's definitely making waves in the migration scene. People are moving here in droves for its mild weather, beautiful beaches, and growing job market in cities like Charleston and Greenville. Plus, it's one of the few places where you can enjoy sandy toes while working in tech. The cost of living in South Carolina is still lower than the national average, although it's starting to rise, which makes some people a bit nervous. However, when new residents move in, that's just a natural part of the process. Here's a little life lesson: if the cost of living remains low or actually drops in your state or city, it's a sign that something is off. People often complain about rising prices or increasing home costs, but that's simply a result of demand. You can't blame newcomers for moving in and driving up prices. It happens everywhere. The healthcare and tech industries are booming in South Carolina, so don't be surprised if your next doctor's visit is in a brand new medical facility. As mentioned, Greenville and Charleston are the hotspots right now, with many retirees heading to the coastal areas. The industries attracting newcomers include alternative energy, healthcare, and, believe it or not, electric vehicles. In Greenville, the population growth in 2024 was up by 3.4%, and it's predicted to increase by another 4.5% in 2025. Some studies suggest it may be around 3.9%, but the growth is evident regardless. Number 5, Idaho. Idaho used to be one of those under-the-radar states. For a long time, it lagged behind in population, similar to Montana and Wyoming. In other videos, we've discussed how its unforgiving terrain, especially compared to Oregon, Washington, or California, hindered growth in the 1800s when everyone was moving west. But these days, Idaho's story is changing. People from California and Washington are flocking to Idaho, attracted by its stunning landscapes and relatively affordable homes. This marks a shift from the 1980s and early 90s, when many Idaho residents were leaving for California and Washington. Although housing prices have risen in Idaho, it remains more affordable than many other states, with an outdoor lifestyle that's hard to beat. If you love skiing, hiking, or simply not being elbow to elbow with your neighbors, Idaho could be your paradise. Some might say Idaho won't stay this way for long, but even if growth continues, it will likely be 50 to 60 years before the state feels crowded. By then, most current residents won't be around to see it. So, what industries are drawing people to Idaho? Besides the attractive lifestyle and natural beauty, leisure and hospitality, mainly tourism, construction, and manufacturing are growing industries. Idaho's manufacturing sector, while still under the radar, is expanding steadily. In 2024, Idaho's population growth is projected at 4.1%, with a predicted increase to 4.3% in 2025. Where are people moving? Primarily to the Boise metro area, although Moscow and Coeur d'Alene are also popular destinations. But it's Boise that leads the way as the new center of Idaho's population growth. Number 4, Maine. Maine might seem like an unexpected choice, but it's quietly attracting both retirees and remote workers. Known for its seafood scene, stunning coastlines and iconic lighthouses, Maine offers a peaceful lifestyle, ideal for anyone looking to escape the hustle and bustle of major metropolitan areas. Recently, I visited Bar Harbor, Kennebunkport, yes, they're different, and Portland. Portland, in particular, had visible construction, and Bar Harbor also had some low-key projects underway. Clearly, people are moving in. For those who love the outdoors, whether it's hiking, fishing, or simply enjoying a slower pace of life, Maine is appealing until winter arrives. Then it's time to trade flip-flops for snow boots. In Bar Harbor, I chatted with a local, off-duty police officer, who mentioned that once winter hits, most of downtown shuts down except for a few places. Bar Harbor itself is a charming town. I was advised to visit Sand Beach, which is unique for having actual sand, similar to California, which is rare for Maine's typically rocky coast. Sand Beach is also near Great Head and Thunder Hole. As for where people are moving, it's mostly to Portland, with a few also heading to Bar Harbor and other small towns. Portland is especially popular among remote workers, so even Maine's smaller towns might see a slow but steady influx of new residents. While Kennebunk isn't expecting a massive population surge, Portland is growing, largely supported by industries like renewable energy, tourism, and hospitality. With more cruise ships stopping in Maine, tourism continues to play a key role. In terms of population growth, 2024 is projected to see about a 2.1% increase, with estimates for 2025 expected to be around 3.3%.
If you like this video content, please take 5 seconds to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to support me and not miss any new videos. I always bring you interesting, useful, and creative videos. Join our community to learn and...
Number 3, Colorado. Colorado is one of my personal favorite states. Despite rising housing prices, which many people complain about, Colorado remains a top destination for those seeking a high quality of life. Denver, Boulder, and Colorado Springs provide job opportunities in tech, healthcare, and education. There's also a significant military presence, with bases like Fort Carson and the Air Force Academy. My son is about to join the Air Force, and I'm very proud of him. Colorado's popularity took a slight dip recently, but it's expected to pick up again. The main areas people are moving to include Denver, Boulder, and Colorado Springs. Although Colorado isn't known as a retirement state, its job market attracts many, with industries like tech, healthcare, education, the military, and tourism leading the way. In terms of population growth, Colorado is projected to have around 1.5% growth in 2024, with a predicted rise to 3.3% in 2025. Number 2, Tennessee. Tennessee has all the ingredients of a migration hotspot: low-cost living, no state income tax, and vibrant cities like Nashville and Knoxville. While Memphis isn't for everyone, Nashville's bustling cultural and music scene is a huge draw. In Nashville, you can't throw a cowboy hat without hitting a live music venue or a hopeful singer-songwriter. But it's not just about country music. Tennessee's job market is also expanding, particularly in healthcare and manufacturing. The state's mild climate and natural beauty appeal to nature lovers. People might come for the Grand Ole Opry, but they stay for the affordable housing and, yes, the moonshine, which is still very much around. Most new residents are flocking to the Nashville metro area, with Knoxville also seeing growth. While Memphis is growing slightly, it's not drawing nearly as many people as Nashville. In 2024, Tennessee's population growth is expected to be around 2.5%, with a projected jump to 5.3% in 2025. Before we get to number 1, here's a question for you to answer in the comments below. If you had to move to a southern state, which one would it be and why? Leave your answer in the comments. And now, number 1, North Carolina. That's right, North Carolina takes the top spot. It's a booming state, right at the start of a growth cycle that's set to continue through 2025, thanks to a combination of tech jobs, affordable living, and scenic views. Cities like Raleigh and Charlotte are attracting young professionals looking for tech careers without the sky-high rent. Asheville, on the other hand, is a haven for nature lovers and retirees, with beautiful mountain views and some of the best breweries in the region. And yes, living here is much cheaper than in New York or California. North Carolina's growth comes from various sources: young professionals building careers, remote workers moving to rural and coastal areas, and retirees choosing it over Florida. The state's booming industries include healthcare jobs, particularly around Raleigh, transportation in Charlotte, and tech and finance in both Charlotte and Raleigh-Durham. The top 3 metro areas drawing new residents are Asheville, Charlotte, and the Raleigh-Durham area. Projected population growth is around 2.5% for 2024, and it's expected to rise to 5.3% in 2025. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, why not check out one of the 2 suggested videos? Have a great day, and be kind to each other.